Hello, welcome to It's About Time. I'm Christine Bridges from One Moment Wiser, and this is
Sarah Soon from Right to It.
That's right. We have been doing workshops for you this year because who among us doesn't have some idea in the back of their minds and the for a story that's going to capture the world and make you famous. Well, get that idea out of the back of your mind and start writing a book with us. We've been, yeah. What all have we done this year, Sarah? We actually started right before Christmas, didn't we?
We did. We had an awesome, fun little Christmas webinar just to give you ideas of what type of books that you can write, how to interact with your family during Christmas to get ideas.
Yeah, there you are surrounded by ideas in places you wouldn't normally look for writing ideas. So we started with the idea grabbing session, and then we moved into a brief character development and setting development session. Oh, and we talked about research too, didn't we?
Yes, we did. It was very informative.
And then we had a weekend workshop. Sarah, what all did we talk about at that weekend workshop?
Well, we talked about the importance of just free writing. We compared it to driving on the freeway where you just don't have stop signs. So you just go and you write without editing what you write as you go along.
So we had free writing. We also had your setting as a frenemy, how your setting could help your character, Jackie Chan style or otherwise, and how your setting could also be another antagonist in your story. We had some good times there. We're going to talk to somebody later who was a guest at that workshop and see how they're doing now. So if you know someone who should be listening to today's workshop on accountability and plot twists, go ahead and share this with your Facebook friends so that we can all get together and learn. This is not going to be a bunch of us talking and you listening. We want you to actually do things today that will help your story progress.
Absolutely. Our goal. We want you to write your book, hopefully by 2020.
Ooh, that's a good challenge, but you know, NaNoWriMo is coming right up.
Oh,
We're going to help you get prepared. All right,
absolutely.
so Sarah, you've been writing for a while, right?
Yep.
And you're going to tell us about something that has helped you with that process, help you actually be the professional writer that you are. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's get started.
Yes. Today I want to talk to you about accountability. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. From Mae West. Over 20 years ago, I enrolled in a creative writing course. This class sparked an intense desire to write a novel, enough that within months I was working on a young adult story. But over the 20 years, it's not published. Why? No accountability. I wrote the first draft and received feedback from beta readers. I even expanded it into a 3-part series, but more urgent needs came up. I set the manuscript down and we'd return to it every now and then, but I moved on to other projects. But now I'm juggling 2 adult romances that are further along than this one. My historical novel is in the second draft and ready for an editor. My contemporary romance will soon be in Christy's hands. She's serving as my editor. Excited. So what has changed between the young adult fiction and these 2 romances? Accountability. For the adult manuscripts, I've asked people to serve as my accountability partners. I report my progress on a regular basis. And the beauty of an accountability system is you can customize it to your own personality and workflow. You make it simple, just, report your word count or just say, hey, I wrote this today. Or you can make it more complex by creating a tracker system. Bottom line, do whatever works for you. This is my mantra, and I'll be reminding you throughout this webinar. Now, here's the key to accountability: consistency. Find a rhythm where you can write on a consistent basis. Do you have time to write once a day, bi-weekly, once a week? If so, treat this rhythm as an appointment you need to keep. You're establishing this project as high priority and no longer just a dream you want to accomplish one day. As you're considering a time to write, make sure you're giving yourself space to meet other deadlines and demands. You can only write once a week? No worries. Focus on maintaining that commitment. Writing is a marathon, not a sprint. Just keep writing, and one day you'll have a finished book. If you're writing consistently once a week, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment and be more likely to maintain this rhythm over the long run and finish your manuscript. Here's an example. Let's say you write an average of 500 words an hour. You can write 3 days a week for that hour. That gives you 1,500 words a week. If you write a 60,000 word novel, which is an average length, then you can finish your first draft in about 9 months.
Yay!
That's exciting. So, activation exercise. In the next 2 minutes, I want you to look at your calendar and set aside a reasonable time to write. I want you to first decide on the specific rhythm. Can you write once a day, every other day, bi-weekly, once a week? Then commit to a specific time during this rhythm. Can you write for an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes? Block this time on your calendar for the specific rhythm you've established. For example, hey, I can write every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 8. Please report and comment your rhythm. All right, here's your 2 minutes.
All right. Post your commitment in the comments. We want to root you on.
Yes. So do you have a rhythm, Christy? Are you inspired to get a rhythm?
You know, I am writing more than one thing. So I have to have different blocks devoted to different things. But I have committed for my fiction novel, which doesn't always take priority, to write on Saturdays for 4 hours.
Wow, that's awesome.
What else can I do to keep myself accountable?
Well, we're going to share more about that as soon as
it looks like Robert's got a commitment here too. Go, Robert.
What is his?
Tuesdays for 1 hour. Rock on.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's just like, you know, the tortoise and the hare. Sometimes you might just have a spurt and you say, oh, I'm going to write when I'm inspired. And you write, and then you set it down for a month or two. If you're doing the tortoise, then if you write that every Tuesday for an hour consistently, then you'll find that over a period of time, hey, 9 months time, it's written.
It takes me a good 10 minutes to want to write or to want to exercise or to want to do anything that's important to me. But once I start, if I know that that's the time I'm going to do it and I can't do anything else but that thing, I get started, I get through the 10 minutes and pretty soon I just never want it to stop.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's awesome. Christy, both Christy and Robert have a rhythm. Love it.
Okay.
All right. The next step is find an accountability partner. Ask someone you trust who's interested in your project to hold you accountable. Now, how you arrange this system is between the two of you, but make sure it's consistent and measurable. For example, you can email or text them a spreadsheet of your progress or hours written. But keep it simple. You don't want to spend too much time and energy tracking your progress and communicating with your partner. Use that time and energy to write. Now, here's a tip. Choose someone with a similar communication style or someone with whom you feel comfortable reporting this information. If you begin this journey and it's not working, let's say they get very busy or they're dealing with an emergency, don't worry. Find someone else or adjust the system where they're able to help. For instance, maybe they'd prefer you text instead of email or vice versa. In this image that you see, I'm with my life coach, Erin Garcia. She served as my accountability partner for an ebook in my contemporary romance novel. Her communication style was the right balance of inquiring when necessary. How are you doing, Sarah? Are you writing? Yet allowing me grace to breathe, because I've had some life events happen that have kind of thrown me a little bit off my game, but I've got right back on. Now, tip number 2, be aware of the relationship you have with this person. Here's some questions to consider. Do you feel comfortable receiving feedback from them? Can you receive any critique or interrogating questions like, hey, why didn't you meet your writing goal today? Will you be comfortable to follow up if they're not responding to your emails, texts, or calls? Can you ask them if this arrangement is more than they signed up for and they'd prefer you to move on to a different accountability partner? Will this person be honest and direct with you?
So important. We try to be so nice that we don't always just get straight with each other.
Right, and that's important because your book is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, put the relationship before your writing goals. If the friendship is in jeopardy, it might be better to salvage the relationship and see if they prefer you to get a different accountability partner. You don't want to lose a friendship over this.
Nope.
All right, now we have 30 seconds to post in comments names of candidates who come to mind. Prioritize them from first to last. Put a reminder on your phone or on a sticky note. Hey, I'm going to ask this person to serve as my accountability partner.
All right, so we've got 30 seconds. And if you want to post your candidate right here in comments, help yourself. But no matter what, make the list of your candidates.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you do report to someone. It's in the back of your mind. I don't want to go to the pool or write. I'm going to write.
Oh, that's my weakness.
But it's worth it. All right. Did anyone post in comments?
Yep. Just me.
Okay. And what did you post, Christy?
I put hashtag writing partner because, it is so critical to have a partner, especially when you're doing your dream, because we question our dreams sometimes and we say, oh, nobody's going to care. Having that person right alongside us that does care keeps us showing up.
Yes, and it is very encouraging. All right. Now, the third part of an accountability system is to create an actual accountability system. I use an automated spreadsheet created by novelist Jamie Raintree. Here's the website link for her writing and revision tracker. Now, full disclosure, I'm not an affiliate partner, so I'm not going to receive any financial benefits if you purchase it. As of today, it's $10. So how it works, on her system, you input the total word count for your project, the deadline date, and it will tell you how many words you need to write daily to reach that deadline. Then every time you write, you input the word count for the day. The spreadsheet will automatically update the total word count written, along with the daily word count necessary to meet your goal. Let me tell you, it's so motivating to see the word count remaining go down. But again, use whatever system works for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You can have a minute to do the next activation. And I want you to please post in comments a preferable way to report your progress to an accountability partner. You might just make it very simple and just report, hey, I wrote today. Or you might want to share how long you wrote. Hey, I wrote for an hour. Or submit your word count or how many chapters you wrote or something else. Again, back to my mantra, do whatever works for you. You can even do a combination of these.
Post it in the comments because I want to see what you guys do.
Yes. Oh, prior, Robert said he's going to report to his fiance.
I think his fiance is fabulous.
Oh,
he wants to talk on the phone. I think he must like her.
Make it business. Make it about business. And then you said you report your scenes written to your partner. Nice. You are the scene queen, Christy, so I can see how that would work. All right. Thanks, everybody. You might be thinking, Sarah, this is going to take too much time. Time I don't have. I want you to instead think of this as establishing this system as an investment. Mm-hmm. According to the American Society of Training and Development Accountability Study, they discovered people have a 65% chance of completing a goal if they commit to someone. Another finding indicated that if people have a specific accountability appointment with someone they've committed to report, they will increase their chances of success by up to 95%. Isn't that mind-blowing?
Why would you not want to do that? That's awesome.
I know. Can you guys see your book in your hand?
Ooh, just gaze at it.
I know. It could come to pass. Once you have a system created, it doesn't take long to follow through, but the satisfaction of having a book published is priceless. It's satisfying to record my word count for the day and have a sense of accomplishment. It's motivating to see how much I've worked in a month and watch the daily word count go down. Plus, I can see when I didn't write as much. It's like a healthy kick in the rear to motivate myself to get back on the wagon. Anyone relate?
I can relate. What do you do in those cases?
I just say, okay, we may have a little setback, but I'm just going to write more or just commit to writing consistently from here on out, because the momentum is so powerful that just move on, forget what you did, and try to get back into that momentum.
Don't turn it into a guilt trip. I like it.
And that brings me to my next tip. Give yourself grace. So you miss a writing appointment, then just, hey, write double your expected amount on the next one. Or schedule an additional writing appointment to maintain momentum and catch up on your goals. If you can't make it up, then be determined to not miss another one. Remember, this system works for you, not you work for it. Mm-hmm. All right, now this next step is my favorite. Create a reward system. Once you've established an accountability structure, set up a reward system. When you meet your major deadlines, buy or do something special. For my historical novel, I reported chapters written weekly to my accountability partner with a deadline of finishing the draft by a certain date. She too had a writing goal. As extra motivation, we decided to reward ourselves. We text each other a picture of an item we'd buy if we met our deadline. Now, I had a trip to Europe coming up, so my reward was to buy new luggage. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I met it, and boy, did I enjoy that luggage as I traveled to Italy. Now, it doesn't have to be a monetary reward. Perhaps your partner will cook you a gourmet meal if you meet a deadline. Or you both listen to an author at a local bookstore or library talk about their project. Or you can indulge in your favorite dessert or visit a local site that inspires you. Now, tip, have a picture of the reward visible where you write. This image serves as a constant reminder of what you'll receive if you continue staying faithful to your writing goals. I write at my home office, so I place an image of luggage on a bulletin board in front of my laptop. All right. Now you guys have 30 seconds to post in comments ways you can reward yourself.
Ooh.
So make it fun. All right, everybody. Did anyone put down a reward in comments? If not, no worries.
Let's see. I'm still writing mine.
Oh, go ahead. We'll give you a few more seconds.
There we go. Let's see. Oh, nope. It sounds like we need some help coming up with rewards. So I put, if I write 8 Saturdays, because I believe in small rewards along the way. So if I write 8 Saturdays, I'll give myself a nice long bike ride. I love that, and it'll be fall. When I'm halfway through, I'm going to take a weekend retreat, and that'll jumpstart the other half.
Absolutely. That's a terrific idea. It's amazing, Christy, just writing down your reward system, how that can serve as extra motivation.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. If you're committed to writing a novel by this year or 2020, accountability is a vital key to meeting this goal. You can make a choice today to dive into this dream and make it a reality. Trust me, it takes a village to write a novel.
Oh, Robert's got a reward. He says when he writes 5 Tuesdays in a row, he'll have movie night with the fiance.
Oh, I like that reward. Hopefully she will.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. You know, everybody dreams of being a professional writer, and you've successfully been a professional writer for years. So it's important to hear how you do it, because the rest of us go 500 words an hour, but that's what happens when you write consistently.
Yeah, it's amazing because you really use those writing muscles. It's almost like muscle memory. You start writing and you just get into the momentum of it. And again, that's why it's important to write consistently, because your mind is geared for it. You have your head in the story. You know, when I've set things down and waited months to pick it back up, it takes a while to reorient myself to the world of that story. It takes a while to get used to writing and working on that story. But when I do it on my consistent rhythm, then I find that it's a lot easier and more motivating to write.
That's smart. Well, I appreciate you sharing your wisdom with us. So, what do we write? We have talked about researching and developing your character. We've talked about your setting and using your setting as a character. We have talked about all kinds of things, getting ideas and planning your plot timeline, so that you have the energy flow that you need. Let's talk about twisting your plot, because we're such a bullet point society, give me everything I need to know on one screen and I'm done. But sometimes writing a 60,000 word novel is a challenge.
Absolutely.
But life doesn't go from one point directly to another. It would be boring. Has your life ever taken twists, Sarah?
Oh, it still is.
Awesome. So let's talk about plot twists.
All right.
Okay, so what is your favorite summer treat, Sarah?
I love slushies. I like the tropical smoothie has a watermelon mojito that's so refreshing.
That sounds incredible. I like watermelon in the summertime. So on a summer evening when it's warm outside but not just scorching hot, I like to sit outside Freckles frozen custard.
Ooh.
They have this thing called a driller, and it's frozen custard around the edge of the cup, and down the middle they put peanut butter and hot fudge.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you have to save a lot of calories for that, but they do have a mini size, which I like.
Yes.
So one day I was sitting out there with a friend and I almost let my custard melt. I couldn't concentrate on it because I was just sitting there, frozen, staring at my friend in shock. She shielded her eyes from the sun and licked her spoon and said, "You don't seem happy for me."
Mm.
Oh, what in the world? I had been fangirling her life. Single and adventurous, her dreams inspired mine. Now she sat there, scooping up the last spoonful and confessing her love for a man who did not fit her plans.
Oh no.
Yeah, I barely tasted my hot fudge. I was emotionally invested in her story. I didn't know how this guy could be her happy ending. Every good love story requires a little bit of a mismatch. Lovers need to share the right amount of conflict, fear, they need to share laughter and moments when all seems lost. Because without those things, we kind of neglect our relationships and we grow apart. Like love, a reader's attention grows stronger when there's a healthy balance between peace and plot twists and what are you doing moments.
Yes.
If we let our readers get comfortable, then we can blow the status quo. How do you do that?
Yes, how do you do that, Christy?
Yeah. So there are 3 M's that we can remember: mystery, mishap, and misunderstanding. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, you write romance and historical novels. Do you use mystery?
I have to, absolutely.
Even if you're not writing in the mystery genre, your story needs to draw the reader along with unanswered questions. Are you wondering if my friend married her unexpected boyfriend?
Yes.
Or yeah, or did she follow her dreams? Maybe she became a missionary pilot in South America like she planned.
Ooh.
I wonder. Well, when we meet someone, we want to know everything about them. As we discover the things we have in common, we shift gears. We stop asking questions.
Not good for writing.
If you want to expect your readers to read your novel for 4 to 8 hours, you can't let them get there. You need
Nope.
to keep them asking questions. So let's think about your story for a moment. Are you overexposing your characters? Telling too much too soon? How can
Mm.
you reveal them more slowly and keep your readers guessing? What if your antagonist began as a likable character? As a
Ooh,
story,
that's a good choice.
yeah, as a story progresses, then the antagonist does something unusual, such as going postal on the pharmacy clerk, or maybe he seems harmless until a trusted character reacts kind of extremely to him, making the reader think something's not right here. Can you reveal your antagonist more slowly? Keep a little.
Mm.
What if you introduced a character silently?
Oh, interesting.
In my novel Summer and Winter, Summer finds a World War I medal in a place that's been separated from civilization since the pioneer days. How did it get there? Who lost it? What happened to him? Who
Yeah.
can stop reading when there's so many questions? Nobody. So your protagonist is likely to be more familiar. But like my friend, that protagonist should still just baffle the reader on occasion.
Absolutely.
So I've got a short exercise for you. Pick a character who's generally good, visualize a scene with that character in it. Now imagine that character doing one of the things on this list: pocketing an item, or stealing a vehicle, or ignoring a plea for help, hitting a stranger, lying to save face. So why would your character do something like that? As a storyteller, you can use that lapse in judgment to lay the groundwork for a crisis. You're going to need a pileup of crises to land on your protagonist at some point, right? Maybe your character hits a stranger because she thought he was kidnapping a toddler.
Oh, that's a good twist.
She grabs the kid. She's tackled by the tot's mother. Shocked and embarrassed, the woman runs out, leaving her purse in the store. But then, when the store manager searches her purse for an ID, he finds a gun.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the reader's going, what happened to this sweet little character that we had?
Yeah.
So it's your turn. Take 1 minute and post 1 to 2 sentences in which your character does something from this list. Don't worry if it's rough. That's what practice is for. You got 1 minute. Looks like we've got some here. What do we have, Sarah?
Okay, well, it looks like I know Robert said that his protagonist is Garrett, so I'm sure Garrett's going to do something with us. And someone, so you said Summer abandons her attempt to return home. That'd be good to find out what she's going to do instead. And I wrote, Celine doesn't stand up to her friend's ex when he's confronting her, the friend.
Ooh, Robert, I just love the way you write. Garrett could feel his face heating. His mind was on overdrive. Suddenly, his hand shot out of its own volition and struck the face of the man in front of him.
Who is the man? Priest or someone good?
I am always drawn in instantly when I start reading Robert's work.
Yes.
Celine grabs the friend and runs in the opposite direction. They almost get hit by a car. See how good some of this stuff comes out. I love it. Writing together is fun.
Yeah.
So even though your character has a reason for the action that they've taken, don't stop to explain it. Drive the action irreversibly in the new direction and have your readers chewing their nails. Keep the reader hanging. If the action is quick and secretive, like shoplifting or lying, the consequences aren't going to come right away.
Right.
But if it takes the plot on an instant detour, like tackling some guy in a grocery store, then leave something unfinished. Another mystery for the reader. So in my example, let's say that before my character tried to rescue the toddler, she recognized the man's voice from an aisle away. Well, who was he? Why does she have a gun? Is the kid safe? These questions are going to bug your readers until they just have to keep turning pages while your character works to get her purse back from the manager. Bear with me for a moment. There we go. Getting a little feedback. I wanted to fix that. So your tension is going to build while the readers wait for that hammer to drop. When my friend chose a boyfriend who didn't have a passport, I was shocked. But when he taught her to ride her own motorcycle, I thought, will he get a passport too? Or is she going to ditch him and ride through South America with that cute Chilean percussionist?
Oh, go for the percussionist.
Mystery is mandatory if you want to keep your readers turning pages. So while we're talking about this, let's do another exercise. Take 1 minute to post 2 possible consequences of your character's behavior. So you want one consequence that's just inconvenient. Oh, she left her purse in the store. And one consequence that's dire, could derail her whole plan. So think about your character and take 1 minute to just jot down 2 possible consequences. All right. So what did we, oops, let's cancel that. What did we say? Whoops.
I can read mine. I said Celine's friend doesn't discover the ex is wanting custody of the daughter. So because Celine took her away from talking to the ex leaves and the friend then gets a notice in the mail instead, and she needs to hire a lawyer now. Where before she could have said one thing and the man would have known that it wouldn't have worked.
I see Robert wrote, he loses face in front of his love interest. And Dyer, a larger fight with the townspeople endangers his company. So, gosh, Sarah's got a character that has to go to a lawyer, and Robert has a character who's got something disruption in the whole town now. Fantastic. Me, I don't know. I think I was having a little bit of a hard time thinking, but Summer has a few decisions to make if she decides to stay behind.
Oh, so that's mystery, doesn't it?
Thank you guys for putting a little bit of your novels out here. I just cannot wait to read this stuff. So let's talk about the second M. So the second M is mishap. Mishaps don't always happen directly to your protagonist. Sometimes other people's calamities twist up your plot.
Ooh.
Think about this. A car accident could disrupt your protagonist's wedding.
Uh-oh.
That's a mishap with a direct impact. Why not add a little distance between the mishap and its consequence?
Oh.
For example, a trucker who's driven too much and slept too little might run a stranger off the road. The accident blocks the road and prevents the wedding planner from making it to the flower shop. The wedding planner picks up the phone and calls her assistant, who rushes to the shop and happens to be from Chile.
Oh.
How could things go wrong for a bride who secretly longs to motorcycle through South America? Have fun with this. Ask, what could go wrong? And back it up to create a trail of mishaps that turn your plot into a pretzel. So let's try it. Think about your setting and post 2 accidents that could happen there. Just 2 possible mishaps. I'll give you a minute. Mhm. Our timer has gone off. So what do we have here?
All right. I see that you wrote the ice storm creates danger, a romantic save. So the wedding is just called off or postponed, huh?
Oh, this was back to Summer's story.
Oh.
But yes, she's staying in this place in the woods, very primitive place, and an ice storm is not something that she's prepared to deal with. So it creates some possibilities.
Yeah, my response was towards the wedding planner.
Ah, the planner invites the florist to the wedding to set up bouquets. Uh-oh, the bride's getting distracted. Who doesn't long to be in Chile?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll wait for a couple more posts. You guys are welcome to post those anytime, and we'll keep talking about what we have here. So after we're done, you have homework to do. Remember, we've made those commitments to write on a regular basis. So assign a mishap, something that could go wrong in your setting, to someone who is barely involved in the story. Come up with a mishap and assign it to someone who's barely involved in the story. And then think of 3 or 4 steps between that accident and a resulting disruption in your plot, something that prevents your protagonist from getting what they want or derails them. Your first pass might be a little awkward, but that's okay. You can play with various scenarios until you find the ones that work. It takes effort, but your readers are going to be telling everybody about your book for years. So your homework, assign a mishap to a minor character, do 3 steps to make that mishap disrupt your plot. I'm going to post that right here.
Yeah, and Robert responded to the prior exercise.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about it.
A child running through the town trips in front of Garrett, happens to see something that could expose the party.
Ooh, good stuff. Thanks, Robert. All right. So we have mystery and mishap. Let's move on to misunderstanding. Misunderstandings can make our characters do silly or dangerous things. But there are 3 common formulas for misunderstandings that you can think about later when you're doing your homework. So, mangled feelings come from a mishap or a misstatement and a misinterpretation. Is there a relationship in your story which is going well? Mess with it. Can you think of a mishap that might make her late? Maybe her friend says something which doesn't come out right. Let one character misinterpret things and overreact. Another formula is miscommunication. You got the wrong place, the wrong time because something wasn't communicated well. I know me, I'm constantly hitting send on emails before I'm done. Well, that can cause problems. Could one of your characters do the same? Or maybe you find a torn letter, bad directions, a Zoom meeting set in the wrong time or place. Well, think of some miscommunication which could cause your characters to be in the wrong place at the wrong time or chase the wrong person.
Mm.
The last one I'll share with you is misinterpreted clues. So misinterpreted clues makes readers feel smart. When my husband and I watch TV and the officers arrest someone 20 minutes into the show, we know they've misinterpreted the clues because the show is an hour long. We spend the rest of the show formulating theories and waiting to see if we're right. That makes us feel clever, and it works in other genres too. In a romance, one lover could overhear part of a conversation. Instead of asking about it, she makes assumptions. In an adventure, a cave symbol is mistranslated. The coming of age novel, children often invent uninformed interpretations of what adults are doing. Look around you right this moment. What item, symbol, or activity can you see that could be useful as a misinterpreted clue in your story? So in the room where you are, is there an item, symbol, or activity you could use? Post it. I'll give you 30 seconds. So we got a Post-it note with the wrong price on it. That's important. I've got a half-heard conversation in my hotel hallway. That could be a misinterpretation.
Oh, big time.
Fantastic. All right, so keep thinking about those particular formulas for misunderstanding. So we have 3 ways to twist up your plot. You've got mysteries driven by the behavior, your character surprises your reader or leaves your reader guessing. So my friend married that guy. Their love story has revealed layers of her character that neither of us understood back then. She's still inspiring me today. You should also have 2 possible mishaps, and you'll add 3 steps between a mishap and its ultimate impact on the plot. You have ideas for 1 or more misunderstandings caused by mangled feelings or miscommunication or misinterpreted clues. So look at you guys go. You've got your homework and you're going to get an accountability partner.
Yes.
We're going to get feedback now while you can make important adjustments early. If you wait until your book is written, you could pay hundreds of dollars in editing costs and spend months rewriting. Send us a scene now, and we will give you feedback on up to 300 words for 30 bucks. Save yourself time, energy, and stress. That's all we need to catch some common mistakes that new authors make. Why waste your time and money? We want to help you.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, if this is your first It's About Time workshop, then you don't know what you've been missing. At our weekend retreat, we had so much fun. So we have a guest with us today, Robert, who was with us that weekend. And I'm going to bring him on so that he can tell us how that at-home weekend retreat helped him out. All right, Robert. Hi, thank you so much for joining us.
No
How
problem.
did that weekend retreat help you with your novel?
Well, so the weekend retreat really helped me because I'm a very new writer. So I really didn't know where to start with my novel very well. So going to the retreat, specifically things like you gave me templates to work through to plan out different things from scenes to setting to characters. Things that I wouldn't have even known to think about before I started writing. And that really helped me move along and plan out what needed to be done. And also a lot of the free writing exercises, some of those that helped me to just get started writing, honestly, and just get started writing scenes and getting them down. And now my novel's actually much further along than I could have hoped for at this point and what I would have thought. And yeah, that's a lot of it. So
Nice. You have a busy life, Robert. Is it fun for you to get away into the world you've created?
very much so. Very much. I definitely like my because my world is definitely my novel is fantasy. So being able to escape into that is actually quite a bit of fun.
And so now you've got a Tuesday night, adventure set up for you. I'm glad you set that recurring time. Yay.
Yes.
Good luck with your novel. I can't wait to read it.
Thank you very much.
So I'm going to share a couple more things because we have some good stuff for you today just for being here. We had 5 sessions at our retreat. And at that retreat, we talked about making captivating characters, skipping the construction zone, that place where you get bogged down in your writing, and just free writing. And we talked about making your setting your frenemy, something that can help and hurt your characters. We walked through the plot chef. Sarah walked us through planning your plot out. And we talked about high impact scene craft, good balance between your dialogue, your action, and your description. So during that weekend workshop, we had a lot of feedback and interaction, which is what makes the weekend workshop so useful. But we still think you could get a lot out of it, even if you missed it. So you should come to our next weekend retreat. But for now, you can get 3 months access to all the sessions and recordings from that retreat. It was $97, but we're going to give you all the tools and the videos for only $67. Oops, where'd it go? So for only $67 for you, if you'll tell us at One Moment Wiser or Right to Edit that you want it and that you heard about it in today's plot twisting and accountability workshop. So that's 3 months access to all the templates and the videos for $67.
Yeah, and what I love,
Sarah, what do you think?
yeah, and that's a great deal because all the exercises that we provided in the webinar is specifically geared for your present work. You're not doing exercises that are, you know, our random characters or our random plots. It's you apply it to your present work, and that's what makes it even more helpful. Is it's a time saver because you're actually investing in your current project.
Yes, and your project is worthwhile. There is power in our stories. Okay, so Sarah, I have had so much fun today. Thank you for getting us to go ahead and make those commitments to ourselves that are help our dreams come true. Robert, I appreciate you being here with us so much. And Jerry as well. Jerry behind the scenes watching and planning his own work. Jerry's an amazing artist. You should check out his photography. Sarah, do you have anything that you'd like to say to our visitors?
Just thank you for participating, and it's great because this will be on, you know, the Facebook page to watch it again. And again, our hearts are to do whatever you need to help you write your book. So feel free to reach out to us through our Facebook pages and, you know, ask us questions, watch our free webinars, join this webinar course, and I really believe that you can get your book written.
That's right. And don't forget that 300 words for $30. You send us some of what you've written, and we will help you make sure that the rest of your writing is as smooth as possible.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.